Anybody threaten you or coerce you in any way?
Kind of.
Okay, what do you mean, kinda?
I don't want to go to jail again, Your Honor.
Okay, but did somebody threaten you to plead?
Yeah, with jail time, Your Honor.
Okay, but who did that?
Well, technically, you, Your Honor.
So here's what I'll do. I'll pass it. Go talk to Ann.
This courtroom moment took a bizarre turn out of nowhere. At first, everything was going smoothly, until the defendant suddenly accused Judge Simpson of threatening him. But let's be real. When a judge explains the consequences of your actions, that's not a threat. That's literally how the justice system works. What followed was a tense and unexpected exchange that completely shifted the tone of the hearing. Let's jump in and watch how the judge quickly shuts down the attempt to derail his courtroom.
Mr. Hampton has entered into an agreement with the people, and I'd like to enter that into the record. Your Honor, is it possible to enter into both today, to address both cases today on the record?
That file is not in the courtroom.
Oh, okay, got it.
But I usually have the ability to touch you faster.
Oh, sorry.
But I don't believe it's.
What? Okay.
Talking about bond, that's
All right, we'll just address this case today.
He's going to enter a plea in another case that's set for prelim.
Yes, yeah. So case 24F55262, just because of the timing with the mental health treatment court evaluation, that one was set for preliminary examination before the evaluation was complete. And that is currently set for exam.
So over there is Ann, right?
Yes.
You know Ann?
Yes.
Okay. So if you had this, that may work out where we could like get rid of two cases and he could plead. I may or may not do it, but usually just go over and ask Ann. Because you asked me on the record, I'll probably say no, because I don't do the filing, so I don't know where it is.
Understood. Yes. So I will.
So would you like to do that today?
I would like to.
So here's what I'll do. I'll pass it. Go talk to Ann.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, sorry. Ashley Bashir on behalf of Mr. Hampton. And in addition to addressing the case directly, we would like to address bond and request that a condition, specifically the home confinement tether, be reconsidered.
Okay, I'll get to that maybe at some point.
Good, thank you. Yeah,
Right now, I'm trying to get these pleas done.
thank you.
So my understanding is he's going to plead to count in case ending in 1596. He's going to plead to count 2.
Yes,
Correct? With count 1 being dismissed. That's going to be a guilty plea. Correct, counsel?
Yes.
All right. Then on the other matter, I have a plea form that indicates that the defendant will be pleading guilty to an added count 2 of attempted resisting and obstructing the 1-year offense. Upon a successful plea to that charge, count 1 of resisting and obstructing would be dismissed. And there is an agreement that the defendant is to go to mental health court. That's the court's full understanding of the agreement. May I have the defendant's sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
State your name.
Brandon Hampton.
And man, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor offenses. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. The first one, in the case ending in 1596, is the charge of aggravated assault. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and a $1,000 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You also understand in that case that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Barr in the 14A2 District Court. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And understanding that on that case, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
All right. On the other case, it says court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration or $1,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You understand also that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Valvo in the 15th District Court. You understand that?
Why are the judges different, Your Honor?
Why are the judges different? Because these allegedly occurred in two separate places. The case that we were just talking about with Judge Valvo, the offense took place in the city of Ann Arbor. And the other case happened in maybe the city of Ypsilanti in Ypsi City of Ypsilanti. I'm sorry, Ann Arbor Township. Okay. So they occurred in two separate jurisdictions. Okay. That's why you have two separate judges. But what's going to happen, I think this is probably really the crux of your question. You're going to go to mental health court on these, right?
Yeah.
So Judge Valvo is actually in charge of mental health court. So when that case goes over to her, that will be where it is. You'll have to go before Judge Barr. Judge Barr will do the initial part of the sentencing and then place you on probation to be supervised by the mental health court. Follow that? So it's just a little bit of a process. Both cases, it's anticipated, are going to end up in the same spot.
Okay.
Okay. You got that? Any other questions on that?
I guess it's not like possible for the other case just to go to Valvo as well.
It will get there. It just can't go directly that way.
Okay.
Okay.
For sure.
Anything else? Trust me, we do this all the time. It'll get there. So it'll catch right up to it. Okay. All right. Any other questions you have?
Just the one about bond, but
yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. All right. So understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty to these charges?
yeah.
Okay. So to the charge of aggravated assault, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the charge of attempted resisting and obstructing, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yeah.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form, correct?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions regarding any of those rights?
No.
All right. You see a copy on the podium. Look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
Yeah.
All right. Were you on probation at the time of these offenses?
No.
All right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to these charges?
No.
All right. Anybody threaten you or coerce you in any way?
Kind of.
Okay, what do you mean, kinda?
I don't want to go to jail again, Your Honor.
Okay, but did somebody threaten you to plead?
Yeah, with jail time, Your Honor.
Okay, but who did that?
Well, technically, you, Your Honor.
He was actually holding it together, right up until that moment. And honestly, what was that logic? It's hard to tell if he was trying to mock the judge or if he genuinely believes he's being threatened with jail time. That's not how this works. Judges don't threaten, they explain consequences. That's the foundation of the legal system. And the way he said it, he may have just sabotaged his own plea deal. Instead of showing accountability, he's coming off like he's playing the victim. And here's the thing, he already pleaded guilty. So why try to walk it back now? It's way too late for that. What do you think? Was he confused? Or does he actually believe what he's saying? Let's see how the judge responds.
Oh,
Mr. Hampton, so,
tell you what. Why don't we pass the matter? Maybe you can talk to him and we'll give this another shot today if we're comfortable with it. Otherwise, the court may not be comfortable with it and we might just blow all of this up and it'll just have to happen another way.
Thank you.
But I'll give you a chance to talk.
You've got to give the judge credit. He handled that moment with serious patience. At times, it felt like he was breaking things down in the simplest way possible, just trying to get through to him. Now the question is, will the defendant finally understand what's going on, or is he about to double down? Because if he does, we might be watching a perfect example of how to make things worse for yourself in court. Let's get back into it and find.
We're back on the record in the case of the people versus Hampton. We're in the middle of taking a plea. And so I stated the terms on the record. And Mr. Hampton, I'm going to ask you a couple questions again.
Okay.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to these charges?
No.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you in any way to get you to plead?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily,
Yes.
of your own free will,
Yes.
and because you believe that you're guilty of these offenses?
Yes.
All right. We'll start with case 1596. Paperwork. So, okay, Mr. Hampton, on the date of August 29, 2024, at Washtenaw Community College in Ann Arbor Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, do you recall what happened on that date regarding a Vladimir, is it Parahorov?
I don't know, Your Honor.
All right. Did you get into a fight with somebody?
Oh, I know what happened. I don't know what his name is. It sounded like.
Okay. Why don't you tell me what happened then?
Oh, I was trying to take a shower, Your Honor.
Okay. And then what occurred?
When I was in the locker room, he had pushed me up against the wall, hit me in my head, and threw me on the ground. And then broke in my property.
Okay, but before that, did you do anything before that?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't until there were 4 people on top of me and I was fearing for my life that I bit him, Your Honor.
Okay. So here's what I'll do.
You can actually see the exact moment everything falls apart. It's written all over his face. Just like that, whatever chance he had starts slipping away. He could have been looking at a light sentence, maybe even just a fine. But instead, he keeps talking, and now he's risking a much harsher outcome. Judges don't take kindly to wasted time or disrespect, and right now, he's pushing both. What makes it even more confusing is that he already accepted the plea deal, yet now he's acting like he didn't. This is exactly how a minor situation turns into a major problem. What do you think? Is there any coming back from this, or did he just seal his fate?
Counsel, because I can see the way that this plea's going, it's not going to work. So if you guys want to change, I'm not suggesting you guys want to change things to a no contest. If you want to do whatever, what I will do is I'm back up at 1. I'll call it back up at 1. I think everybody's still going to be here. So, and give you a chance to talk with him, decide whether or not you want to do no contest, please explain what a no contest, go through all of that with him, and then see if we can get this done.
Thank you very, very much, Your Honor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is a prime example for me of no good deed goes unpunished. All right, so we'll call it back up at that point. Quarter past these matters again. All right.
We actually, based on the most recent conversation with my client, I will actually seek to adjourn this case for to further advise my client on the offer.
All right.
For the shortest adjournment possible.
February 13th. Both matters.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Canceling with us.
Both matters? I don't have to come on.
Well, that's true. What are we doing with, well, when is the exam set?
Tuesday, the 28th.
Yes, so apologies. We can, I'd be happy to stip to adjourn that, the exam or for the other thing.
Well, you're gonna need a step on the exam.
Yes.
Because I only took it because there was gonna be a plea. When do you want the other one adjourned to?
When is the, soonest?
I'll set this, I'll adjourn the
After the
1596. I'll adjourn 1596 to February 6th. The other one is stay on track for a preliminary examination. I understand that people are not going to have the witnesses available, or you need a stipulation to adjourn that out.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's honestly hard to understand why he accepted the plea deal if he wasn't going to stick with it. He had a clear, easier way out and just threw it away. Now, instead of a lighter sentence, he could be facing even more jail time. And for what? A few unnecessary comments and a bad attitude. He wasn't outright arguing, but the tone, the pushback, it all adds up. Sure, there could be other factors at play, but he also has legal counsel. Someone clearly advised him on what to do, and he went in the opposite direction. That said, the judge handled this situation with a level of restraint you don't always see. Not every courtroom would have stayed this composed.